It started quietly, almost softly, the way many Hollywood-adjacent stories do. Without fanfare, without the thunder of a breaking scandal, but with a ripple that grew stronger each passing day. When news emerged that Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sánchez Bezos had committed more than $100 million to organizations fighting homelessness across the United States, it stirred something in people. Some saw it as philanthropy on a massive scale, others as a chapter in the complicated legacy of one of the world's wealthiest couples. But for many, especially the ones who follow the lives and decisions of the powerful the way others follow movie stars, it felt like the beginning of a new narrative, a story about influence, intention, and what happens behind closed doors when people with unimaginable resources decide to step forward. In the summer, when Lauren Sánchez married Jeff Bezos, the world paid attention. Cameras flashed, headlines buzzed, and online whispers filled with opinions, some praising, some doubting, some wildly speculating as they always do. Their relationship has always existed in that bright, unrelenting spotlight, the kind that magnifies every smile, every gesture, every detail. And yet, beneath the celebrity tone that tends to follow them, there was something more reflective in this moment. Soon after their wedding, Lauren stepped into the public eye not with a tabloid-friendly anecdote, but with news that she and Bezos had donated over $102 million to fight one of the oldest, most painful problems facing the United States, homelessness. She announced it simply, almost casually, in the kind of calm voice people use when the work they're discussing speaks louder than the drama surrounding them. 32 nonprofits, spread across the map, organizations in small towns, big cities, places where homelessness is a silent shadow, and places where it's painfully visible. These grants came through the Bezos Day One Families Fund, a program that has now donated over $850 million nationwide since its creation in 2018. The fund was born from a $2 billion pledge, a promise to support families experiencing homelessness and to build tuition-free preschools in under-resourced communities. A promise that has been repeated year after year, without a flashy countdown or a dramatic press conference, just steady waves of funding going toward people who need a safe place to sleep. But this time, there was something different in how Lauren talked about it. Something personal, something emotional. She recalled visiting one of the organizations that received a grant, Community of Hope in Washington, D.C. She met families who had fallen into homelessness not because of bad choices, but because life is sometimes cruel, unpredictable, and unfair. She told the story of a woman who had been kicked out of her home with her newborn daughter. On a night when she had nowhere to go, Community of Hope opened its doors and gave her a room, a real bed with sheets, and a door that locked. It wasn't a mansion or a miracle, but for that mother, it was safety. For that baby, it was warmth. For Lauren, it was a moment that stayed with her. It brought tears to my eyes, she said. And you could hear the emotion in her voice, the kind that doesn't feel rehearsed or media-trained, but simply human. She spoke about how meeting these families filled her heart, how it made the work feel not like a duty, but something that gave her a sense of meaning. Something she wanted to keep doing. Of course, any story involving billionaires brings questions, theories, and opinions. Hollywood audiences know this better than anyone. Every figure with influence becomes a character in a much larger drama. People debate their motives, their choices, their power. Some will say it's charity, others will say it's strategy. But what matters in this particular story is the impact, because the grants the fund provides have no strings attached. Organizations can use the money however they see fit. There is no script, no checklist, no strict list of requirements. The money can buy sheets, clothes, toys for children, or fund long-term housing programs. It can support mental health counselors, emergency shelters, or early childhood education. These are simple things, everyday things, the kinds of things most of us take for granted. And yet, for families who have lost almost everything, they can change the direction of a life. For the people behind the scenes at Community of Hope, the grants are not just donations, they are lifelines. In 2018, they received a $5 million grant. In 2023, another $3.75 million. These numbers may seem abstract to the average person, but inside the walls of the organization, they translate into beds, diapers, counseling, meals, safe rides, and a chance at stability. They translate into hope, real, practical, tangible hope. And that is where the story shifts from simply reporting facts to exploring why this moment matters so much. Hollywood loves a redemption arc. It loves the complex characters, the billionaires who evolve, the individuals who rise above controversy. Jeff Bezos has been the subject of headlines for years, some celebratory, some critical, some invasive. Lauren Sánchez, once known primarily as a TV personality and helicopter pilot, has been discussed in tabloids with an intensity that often overshadows her own work, her own decisions. Together, they exist at the intersection of wealth, influence, curiosity, and scrutiny. Every step they take invites speculation. Every statement gets analyzed like a movie trailer for a blockbuster film. And yet, when you strip away the noise, when you peel back the layers of opinion and gossip, what remains is a real story about two people directing an immense amount of resources toward families who need help. It is not glamorous. It is not scandalous. It does not fit neatly into the Hollywood rumor mill. But it is powerful, and power, when used well, has a way of becoming its own kind of narrative. The entertainment world, the one where audiences seek drama and conflict, will always look for the hidden angle. It will ask why now, why this amount, why this cause. But sometimes the answer is simple, because the problem exists and someone with the ability to address it chose to step in. Because homelessness is not a stranger to any city, any neighborhood, any country. Because a mother holding a newborn in the cold should not be a reality in the world's wealthiest nation. Because people notice when someone with a platform decides to use it for more than lifestyle headlines. Lauren Sanchez's words about meeting families resonate not because of who she married or how much money she has, but because they remind audiences of something universal. Empathy still matters. Authentic emotion still matters. Connection still matters. Even in a world where stories are often shaped into sensational narratives, moments like this cut through the noise. In the world of celebrity news and Hollywood storytelling, philanthropy is often treated like a side note, overshadowed by glamour, drama, or scandal. But sometimes the most meaningful story is the quiet one, the one about people who could choose to stay silent yet decide to step forward. The one about a family that found shelter on a night they had nowhere to go. The one about a newborn who slept in a safe bed because of a grant from someone she will never meet. The one about a woman who cried not because of fame or pressure, but because she saw a child flourish. Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sánchez Bezos understand that eyes are always watching, that their choices ripple outward through headlines and public opinion. But in this moment, this $102.5 million moment, they seemed focused not on image or speculation, but on the work itself. On the families who need help. On the places where hope is fragile, but still alive. And maybe that is why Lauren ended the announcement with a simple idea. This is only the beginning. Not a finale, not a spotlight moment, but a starting point. A promise that the story will continue, that the support will continue, that the work is far from done. In a world hungry for drama, sometimes the truest narrative is the one rooted in compassion. And in this chapter of their lives, that seems to be the story Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sánchez are choosing to tell, not through speeches, but through action. There is a certain mystery that surrounds the philanthropy of the ultra-wealthy, a kind of quiet choreography that plays out behind the scenes long before the rest of the world sees the headlines. And when the name at the center of it is Jeff Bezos, a man whose fortune rises and falls in amounts most people cannot even imagine, that mystery grows even deeper. But in recent years, a pattern has begun to emerge, one shaped not only by Bezos himself, but by the woman standing beside him, Lauren Sánchez Bezos, and the advisors who help guide the massive commitments unfolding year after year. And behind every announcement, every grant, every carefully crafted donation, lies a story with the kind of layered complexity Hollywood loves to decode. Lauren Sánchez Bezos spoke openly about the structure behind their philanthropy, offering a glimpse into the machine behind the curtain. Every year, she said, the Bezos Day One Families Fund brings together a group of advisors, leaders from consulting firms, nonprofit organizations, homelessness advocacy groups, and this year, even experts from the National Alliance to End Homelessness. These aren't celebrities, politicians, or billionaire friends. They're the people who work in shelters, run community programs, design national strategies, and understand homelessness in a way that only hands-on experience can teach. According to Sanchez Bezos, these are the voices they trust. They know what these communities need, she said in the kind of steady, calm tone that suggests she means every word. And whether people agree with Bezos' influence or not, the approach is undeniably systematic. The advisors guide the direction, the organizations propose the work, and the grants flow to places where the need is real, urgent, and deeply human. But it was her next statement that sparked attention, the kind of statement that sends ripples through media circles, wealth watchers, and every corner of the online world that follows billionaire philanthropy with fascination. "This is just the beginning," she said. And with that, she reminded everyone of the staggering size of the promise, a $2 billion commitment from the day one fund alone. A commitment that, according to her, is nowhere near finished. And this is where the story shifts from philanthropy into something almost cinematic. Because 4 years earlier, Jeff Bezos made a move that echoed through the world of mega-philanthropy, a world already dominated by names like Bill Gates, Melinda French Gates, and Warren Buffett. In 2022, Bezos announced that he too planned to give away the majority of his wealth during his lifetime. At the time, his net worth hovered around $256 billion, an amount that feels unreal even when you say it aloud. But Bezos didn't present the pledge with theatrics or sweeping declarations. Instead, he admitted openly that it would be incredibly difficult. "The hard part is figuring out how to do it in a levered way," he told CNN. "It's not easy." And that, of course, is the understatement of the decade. How do you distribute a fortune that grows faster than most countries' GDP? How do you make a measurable impact when your net worth can increase by billions in a single market shift? Bezos' frank acknowledgement of the challenge made the moment strangely human, an unexpected vulnerability from a man often portrayed as invincible, calculating, intensely focused, and relentlessly private. But the pieces of the puzzle began to form. The Bezos Day One Family's Fund, the Bezos Earth Fund, the Bezos Courage and Civility Award, major gifts to cultural institutions, community groups, and climate initiatives. Each one a part of a larger structure, a system designed not just to give, but to give with strategy and intention. Yet in the world of philanthropy, especially at these astronomical levels, even the biggest moves are often compared to one name: MacKenzie Scott. If Hollywood had a philanthropic superstar, she would be it. In the past 5 years alone, Scott, Bezos' ex-wife, has donated more than $20 billion. Not pledged, donated. It is a record so large that it places her among the most generous philanthropists in modern history. And she does it with a level of speed, transparency, and trust-based giving that has stunned experts, nonprofits, and audiences watching from the sidelines. Her organization, Yield Giving, has already distributed more than $19.25 billion publicly, and that number does not even account for everything she has given this year. The scale is breathtaking. If Bezos is building a structured, multifaceted system for his philanthropy, Scott is operating with another approach entirely, one marked by bold trust, huge unrestricted gifts, and a near-total absence of the spotlight she could easily command. Some say she revolutionized modern giving. Others say she accelerated what philanthropists were already trying to do. But one thing is certain: her presence in this story adds a layer of depth media outlets can't resist. After one of the most high-profile divorces in recent history, both Bezos and Scott emerged not with explosive headlines or bitter feuds, but with separate philanthropic visions powerful enough to shape national conversations. Hollywood loves a power couple, and it loves a post-divorce narrative even more. But in the case of Bezos and Scott, the story didn't follow the typical dramatic arc. Instead, it transformed into something more nuanced. Two individuals, once married, now moving through the world with unprecedented influence, each giving away billions in their own distinct way. And the public watches. Some watch with admiration, some with skepticism, some with curiosity, waiting to see which direction the winds shift next. But Lauren Sánchez Bezos' growing role in this world cannot be ignored. Once known for her television career and aviation, work, she now stands at the center of one of the most significant philanthropic operations in the country. Her presence is not ornamental. Her voice is not scripted. When she speaks about meeting families in crisis or working with organizations that provide beds, food, shelter, and safety to children, it comes with a kind of emotional sincerity that breaks through the usual cynicism aimed at billionaires. It is clear that she is not simply repeating a message. She is living inside the story. Her comments, her tears, her connection to the families she meets, these are not the polished talking points of a spokesperson. They are the reflections of a woman who has stepped into a role with real weight, real responsibility, and real expectations from the world watching her. In a way, this creates its own kind of Hollywood tension. The world has seen celebrity couples navigate philanthropy before, but rarely on a scale this massive, with stakes this high, under so many watchful eyes. Every donation becomes a headline. Every interview becomes a signal. Every decision becomes part of a narrative that stretches far beyond the individuals involved. And this narrative, like all good stories, is still unfolding. Bezos continues to build the architecture of his giving. Lauren continues to lend her voice, her empathy, and her leadership. MacKenzie Scott continues to rewrite the rulebook for modern philanthropy. And the world continues to track every chapter, every turn, every ripple that emerges from these decisions. Because in the end, the numbers tell one story, but the people tell another. The billions donated matter. The advisors matter. The structures and systems matter. But somewhere on a quiet night in a city most people will never visit, a family found shelter because of a grant made by people they will never meet. Somewhere, a child found safety. Somewhere, a parent found hope. And somewhere, a story changed direction, not with drama or scandal, but with a door that locked, a bed with clean sheets, and a chance to begin again.